Ima, do you have any doubts in the previous sessions, previous problem, previous class, or the first class? You have any doubts in the fixed beams? Ima, do you have any doubts in the curved beams?
Sir,
Yesterday I have explained the three problems. Have you gone through it? Okay, I'm going to start the next section. Next section is okay. Today also I am explaining some of the problems, numericals. Then for the next class, we'll go for derivations. So yesterday we have done some problems on the stresses on a curved sections, standard sections like trapezoidal, rectangular, and circular sections. We have solved some of the problems on these models. Okay, now we are going for the applications and of a curved stresses. Here yesterday I have told you yesterday I have told you here the resultant stress in a curved beam or a curved bar is subjected to direct and bending stresses are sigma is equal to stresses are sigma is equal to sigma r is equal to sigma naught plus sigma b. Stresses are sigma r is equal to sigma naught plus sigma b will be the resultant stresses acting here. Okay, using these stresses, using these stresses, okay, here you have a formula sigma r is equal to sigma naught plus sigma b. Sigma b is nothing but a the bending stress in a curved beam, whereas sigma naught is a direct stress, which is nothing but a your p by a, which is nothing but your p by a. Understand? You have a p by a that is nothing but load by area, that is a direct stress. Okay, here you are going to study about the resultant stresses. When you see the diagram clearly, when you see this diagram, here he has given one diagram here. Crane hook with a trapezoidal cross section. Figure shows a hook which support a vertical load, which has a vertical load P at this point, which has a vertical load. So which has a vertical load P at this point. When you consider a vertical load here, vertical load is acting exactly at the center of the axis at a vertical axis. The center curvature is the center of curvature of hook is at a point O. When you see here you have a point O at this point. Understand? Okay. Then Consider a horizontal section AC passes through the center of curvature of the hook. We have a AC, this is the horizontal curvature, which is passing through the center of curvature. Horizontal section AC is passing through the center of curvature of the hook. The section carries a maximum stress. The horizontal section may be a trapezoidal or any other shape. Here he has given a trapezoidal. It should be either a trapezoidal or rectangular or circular, any other shape. Okay, the centroidal axis of the section is represented by BB. Here he has given a centroidal axis of the section. This is nothing but a centroidal axis of a section, which is denoted by BB. This one is nothing but a section BB. This line is indicated na, from B to B. Here BB is nothing but a centroidal axis of a section. When you see here he has given a detail image of this trapezoidal section. Okay, when you see here he has given a detail image. Here he has given BB as a centroidal axis. Here he has given a B2, B1, and radius at the centroidal axis of the section is R. Here he has given clearly the radius of at the centroidal of the section is R. Similarly, at inner radius from axis of the curvature is R1. Outer radius from the axis of the curvature is R2. Here you know these dimensions. What is D1, D2, B1, B2? You know all these dimensions. Already you have gone through in the previous problems. B1, B2, D. Here this section is has AA as a inner radius, CC as a outer radius. Okay, when you go here, when you see the derivation for this one, here he has taken P as a load supported by the hook. E is equal to eccentricity of the load. When you see here in this diagram, the load is acting at E distance from the center of curvature. The load is acting at E distance from the center of curvature. He has mentioned here the load is acting at E distance from the center of a curvature. And he has also given the radius of curvature of hook as R, distance between the axis of curvature and centroidal axis. The other dimensions such as B1, B2, D, R1 and R2 are usual. The bending moment caused by the P is given by, here he is taking that moment caused by P. And you see in this formula here, moment caused by P is P into E. E is nothing but a eccentric loading, eccentricity, the distance between the centroidal of axis of the section to the load applied. That is nothing but it is P into E. It is R is the radius of curvature and eccentricity is E. The bending moment is a positive as it decreases the curvature of the hook. When the bending moment is positive, as it decreases the curvature of the hook. When you apply the load on this hook, what happens? I am applying a load here. What happens? The curve will bend like this. Understand? I am applying the load here at the center. It will make the curve to become straight. Understand? I'm applying the load. The load is acting downwards. That means the curvature is reducing. The curvature of the section is reducing. So he is considering as a negative value. Hence, M is equal to minus P into E is the resultant stress at any point across the section given by sigma R is equal to sigma naught plus B. Sigma R is equal to, where sigma R is equal to sigma naught plus B. This can be written as P by A plus M by AR into 1 plus R square by H square into Y plus R plus Y. Here load P is a tensile, hence direct stress sigma naught is equal to P by E will be the tensile and hence it will be a positive. Direct load is nothing but it's a tensile load. It is a positive. We are considering it as P by A. Bending moment is equal to minus P into E. You go to the problem. Here the resultant stress can be given as Hence the above equation can be written as P by A minus, here he has denoted, the above equation can be written as P by A minus P into E by A into R. This can be written as you may understand this one will be the formula for the resultant stress. Sigma R is equal to P by A minus P into E by A into R into 1 plus R square by H square into Y by R plus Y. The bending moment here produces a tensile stress at AA and compressive stress at CC. The vertical load P produces tensile stress over whole section. He is saying that the bending moment has produces a tensile stress at AA and compressive stress at CC. When you see the diagram here, I have told you that AA means at the inner point. When you consider the curve, please mute your mics. When you consider the section like this, okay, here you have a point AA. Here you have CC. I am applying the load here. What happens? It will expand like this. Understand? Here we have a tensile stress at inside and compressive stress at outside. Understand? Tensile stress at inside and compressive stress at outside the section. Here you have tensile stress at inside and compressive stress at outside of the section. Then, so you are considering it as at AA, the produced stress is a tensile, at CC, it is compressive. Why? Because when the hook is going to expand, the inner surface will expand. When you are applying a load outside the hook, what happens? The hook is in the inside surface will expand and outside surface will compress. So at AA, the stress is known as a tensile stress. At CC, the stress is known as a compressive stress. Next, we are going to the problem on crane hook. Okay, here he has given problem number 23.4. In this problem, he has mentioned that hook carries a load of 7.5 kilonewtons. He has given the value of P as 7.5 kilonewtons. Given the value of P as 7.5 kilonewtons, that is 7.5 into 1000 newtons, and load line is at a distance of 20 mm from the inner edge of the section. The load carrying line is at a distance of 20 mm from the inner edge of the section. Here he has given in the diagram. Okay, he has given clearly the load line is at a distance of 20 mm from the inner edge of the section, and which is a trapezoidal. The load line also passes through the center of curvature of the hook. Here the load line is also passing to the center of curvature of the hook. In the derivation, the load line is passing at a distance of E from the center of curvature, but here it is passing at a distance of center of curvature of hook. The dimension of the central horizontal trapezoidal sections are inner width he has given, that is nothing but B1 30 mm. Here I have written, here he has written clearly. Load line is passing to the center of curvature, so R is equal to E here. Then inner width is B1 is equal to 30, outer width is B2 is equal to 15, depth is D is equal to 30. Understand? Then when you see the diagram here, okay, here we have to draw this diagram. Here he has given this diagram. The A diagram will be given by them. You have to draw this. Okay, you have to consider all these values. Here you have to draw the diagram. He has given a trapezoidal section. Here outer radius as R2, inner radius as R1, depth as D, this width as B2, outer width as B2, inner width as B1, and the radius of distance from the radius of curvature is That is R is equal to 20 mm. Here R is equal to E. Here it is D1. Here this one is D2. Understand? This is axis of curvature as well as load line. Sometimes the axis of curvature and load line will be with some distance. Understand? So let us first find the location of a centroidal axis. For that one, the distance d1, the formula for d1 is b1 plus 2b2 by b1 plus b2. Here d2 is equal to d1 minus d1. d2 is equal to d minus d1. Okay, here we'll calculate this one. Then r1 is equal to 20. Here this r1 is equal to, what is the length of r1 is 20. r2 is equal to, what happens, d plus 20. This total distance is d plus d is 30 plus 20. Total distance is d plus 20. R is equal to 20 plus d1. Understand? So here you are using, so here R2 is, here R2 is 20 plus D, E is equal to 33.33. You will calculate the area. Area is equal to B1 plus B2 by 2 into D, 30 plus 15 by 2 into 30. Bending moment is M is equal to minus P into E. Negative sign is used as the applied load decreases the curvature of the hook. Understand? Here the load is acting downwards. Okay. When load is acting upwards, then it will the increases the curvature of the hook. Then you will take this as a positive sign. Understand? Here you are taking it as a negative sign because it is decreasing the curvature of the hook. Understand? It is decreasing curvature of the hook. So here you are considering the positive sign. Then let us now find the value of h square for a trapezoidal section. This is standard formula for h square for trapezoidal section. You know all the values, you are substituting all the values here. Similarly, next you are calculating maximum and minimum stress. The bending stress at any point is given by the equation as sigma b is equal to m by ar into 1 plus r square and h square into y by r plus y. Here this one will be the value, this one will be the equation. Stresses at section CC. When you go at section CC in the diagram, when you go at section CC, then y value is how much? Here y value is, go at section CC, y value is, CC at D2 is 16.67. That is y value. D2 is 16.67. Already you have calculated the D2. Here you have calculated D2 is 16.67. Y value is, D2 is equal to 16.67. And then stresses at section A where D1 is equal to minus 13.33. So substituting these values here, D1 and D2 values. Understand? Here you have these two values, D1 and D2. Okay, here you have these two values here, D1 and D2. Here you are considering these values from here, D1, D2. Okay, one is for inner section, another one is for outer section. Then here you have calculated sigma at sigma at CC and sigma at AA with the two values. We know that direct stress is equal to load by area. Load he has given, area we have calculated. You will get this sigma naught also. The direct stress uniform at all points in this cross section. The resultant stress at AA is sigma naught plus sigma AA. The resultant stress at CC is, why you are taking at AA as positive means here it is expanding at AA and compressing at CC. Understand? So you are taking sigma negative value here. Sigma CC as a negative value and sigma AA as a positive value. Now you are plotting the stresses. The resultant stresses at any distance y from the centroidal axis is given by sigma r is equal to sigma naught plus sigma b. Here you are considering same problem here. Okay, here you are considering again this formula. Again here you are considering again the same formula here and substituting the values. Again you are considering the same formula and substituting the values. It is 11.11 minus 11.11 into 1 plus 14.46 y by 33.33 plus y. Here you are substituting all the values from positive to negative value at y is equal to 0. When you see in the diagram, here you have taken the center of axis here. This one will be the center of axis. Here at outside, you have a negative stresses. You have a positive stresses this side. Why? Because when it is expanding inside and compressing outside. It is expanding inside and compressing outside. So you are considering.
Chetan.
So here you are substituting y is equal to 0, y is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, y is equal to 15, y is equal to 16.67. Next, y is equal to minus 5, y is equal to minus 10, and y is equal to 13 minus 13.33. Understand? You're substituting all these values. After that, we'll plot the up to here. You are substituting all the values. The variation of the stresses are seen in the section here. In this diagram, here you are plotting the stresses clearly. You are taking like this and plotting all the values up to 0, then up to 13.33. You are drawing the diagram with this plots. Understand? అర్థమైందా? Do you have any doubts in this problem? No, anybody has any doubts in this problem? మా వరకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? Anybody has any doubts? Okay, we will go to the next problem. So here in the next problem, he has given a central horizontal section of hook is a trapezoidal section. Here he has given the central horizontal section of hook as a trapezoidal section shown in figure. Already he has given in a figure. Calculate the maximum compressive and tensile stresses in the section of hook when it carries a load of. It is carrying a load of 37.5 5 kilonewtons. The load line passes through the center of curvature. Already it is given that the load line is passing through the center of curvature. He has given that the load line is passing through the center of curvature. Given that the load line is passing through the center of curvature. So when you see in this problem, okay, here he has given all the values. Here the load line is, when you see here you have a load of 37 kilonewtons acting at center of curvature, and the inner radius, that is R, is 52.5, and E value is, that is distance between the center of a section to the radius of curvature, and R is 52.5, and he has given all the values. Inner, that is D is 90, here B1 is 67.5, and B2 is 22.5. This is R1, R2, and E. Understand? It's given all the values directly in the same process. The load is also acting downwards. In the same manner, here you will calculate all the values. Here the bending stress is, in the same manner, given load is 37.5 kilonewtons. The given load is 37.5 kilonewtons. Load line passes through the center of curvature. Eccentricity is E, and the dimension of trapezoidal B1 is equal to 67.5, B2 is equal to 22.5, D is 90 mm has given. Let us first locate the centroidal axis, that is D1. We'll calculate the D1 from this formula, then you will get D2. Then after that, writing the value of R1 and R2. R1 is equal to 52.5, then R is equal to R1 plus D1. R2 is equal to 52.5 plus D, and E is nothing but R here. Why? Because it is passing through the center of curvature. Then area is B1 plus B2 by 2, direct formula substitution. And here also the load is acting in a downward direction. When you see here, the load is acting in a downward direction, so the curvature is negative. Understand? Okay, so you are considering it as a negative sign. Negative sign, use it as a load applied decreases the curvature of the hook. Curvature, it is decreasing the curvature of the hook. If it increases, we'll consider the positive value. Here it is decreasing, so you are considering here, all of you remember this one, very important. Okay, here it is decreasing the curvature of the hook. The uh, the curve is like this. I'm applying the load here. What happens? It is decreasing. Okay, if a curve is like this, I'm applying the load here in a upward direction, then what happens? It will increases the curvature, then you will take a positive value. Then you are calculating the value of h square, then you are substituting x sigma naught is equal to p by a, then you are calculating sigma value, the bending stress m by ar into 1 plus r square by h square into y by r plus y. You are substituting all the values except y. Here you are substituting the value of y. Bending stress at section CC, that is y is equal to d2, that is 52.5. Then similarly resultant stress at section CC becomes this values, sigma naught plus sigma c. The bending stress at section AA is y is equal to minus d1, that is minus 37.5 mm, becomes this value. When you see here, okay, it is a negative value, so you are substituting the value here. Okay, sigma AA and sigma CC. Then resultant stress at AA becomes Sigma r is equal to sigma naught plus sigma AA, that is 9.26 plus 73.12. Okay, this way you will calculate, solve these problems. You must understand the same problem he has given again, only the dimensions are different. Ima, do you have any doubts? Ima, meeku ఏమైనా doubts ఉన్నాయా? Okay, next we will go to the another problem. That is the problem of circular section. Here he has given. Umar, bucket में रख, bucket में. Umar, 1 second. Umar, Umar. So here he has given. The next problem is the curved member shown in figure. Here he has given a curved member shown in. He has given a C section. He has given a C section. The curved member shown in figure 23.16 has a solid circular cross section 0.1 meter. He has given in meters. The diameter as 0.1 meter. If the maximum tensile and compressive stresses in the member, he has given maximum and tensile stresses. Okay, he has given sigma values, sigma max and sigma minimum. He has given maximum and tensile stresses as 150 megapascals and 200 megapascals respectively. Determine the value of a load P that can safely be carried by the member. He has given a load P at this point. Load P here is given the value of load P at this point. Okay, here he has given a load P that is 0.1 meter from the centroidal axis. And here he has given, you are given writing the given data, diameter as 0.10 meters, maximum tensile stress is 150 megapascals, that is acting at L, and maximum compressive stress, that is 200 megapascals. Then area of cross section, here A is equal to pi by 4 d square, writing in terms of meters. A is equal to, writing in terms of meters. Then here you have, then eccentricity is equal to, here eccentricity is distance between load line and centroidal axis. Here the centroidal axis is 0.1, 0.15 plus 0.05 plus 0.05. Understand why you are writing this one means, when you see in the diagram here, these distances, this distance is 0.5 up to this axis, up to this diagram it is 0.5, and to the center of the circle again it is 0.5. Understand, up to the center of the circle, up to this line it is 0.05. This one is 0.05, this one is 0.05, this one is 0.05, this distance is 0.15 meters. Understand? So this eccentricity is 0.15 plus 0.05 plus 0.05, that is 0.25. Then radius of curvature is distance between center of curvature and centroidal axis. Center of curvature and centroidal axis distance is 0.05 plus 0.05, that is the distance between these two lines. Okay, that is nothing but a radius of curvature. Okay, that is 0.1 meters. Let us first find the value of h square for circular section. The value of h square, the formula is this one, h square is equal to d square by 16 plus 1 by 28 into d to the power 4 by r square. Here you have to calculate the load P. In this problem, you have to calculate the load P. In the previous problems, he has given the load P. We have calculated sigma resultant stresses, resultant compressive and tensile stresses. But here he has given a resultant stresses. You have to calculate the load P. So here you are calculating the value of h square by substituting the values. R is equal to 0.1, D is equal to 0.1. Then here it is 0.15 meters load line to the center of curvature, and this one is 0.05. I have explained R is equal to this one. So here bending moment is nothing but P into E. That is, he is given positive sign is used as a load, P increases the curvature. Understand? When you see in this problem, I am applying the load here. You see this problem, I am applying the load here. Okay, when you see this problem, I am applying the load here. So what happens? It will compress. The C section is like this. When you see here, the C section is like this. The C section is like this. I'm applying a load here. What happens? It will compress like this. It will move down and it will compress like this. Understand? The compression will takes place and the curvature increases. Due to this, the curvature will increases. So you are considering here the positive sign instead of a negative sign. The bending stress at any section. Emma, do you understand why you are considering the positive sign here? Means whenever you are applying the load on this C section, whenever you are applying the load on the C section, it is compressing. You are applying a load on the C section here, here and here. It is going to compress like this. It is going to compress inside. So you are considering it as a positive value. Now this is very important point. Okay, why you are considering the positive and negative values? Then after that, you are calculating the bending stress sigma b m by ar into 1 plus r square by h square plus y by r plus y. Here you know the values. Here the direct stress is p by a. Sigma naught is equal to p by a. You don't know the value of sigma naught. Negative sign, direct stress is sigma naught is equal to p by a. That is a compressive. That is equal to minus. As the load is compressive, the bending stress will be compressive at the inner point L of the cross section, where y is equal to minus 0.05 meters. It will be a tensile at the outer point M of the cross section, where y is equal to 0.05. Understand? As the load is compressive, okay, the bending stress will be compressive at the inner point L. The bending stress will be compressive at the inner point at well, where y is equal to 0.05 you are considering. Inner point, the bending stress is compressive. Why it is increasing? The curvature. Similarly, here also the negative sign is indicate 0.05, while will be the tensile at the point M of the cross section, where y is equal to 0.05 meters. First case, the maximum compressive bending stress will be obtained by substituting y is equal to, here you are substituting here you are substituting y is equal to 0.05, you are getting a maximum compressive stress sigma b. Then maximum compressive stress will be, this one will be the formula in terms of p. Then but maximum compressive stress is given as, already has given the value as 200 into 10 power 6 Newton per mm square, meter square. You are substituting the value and simplifying this one, you will get the maximum value of the stress. Similarly, then you have maximum tensile bending stress will be obtained by substituting y is equal to 0.05 meters in equation. Then you will get sigma b tensile, that is the value, this is the value here. Okay, similarly you are substituting y is equal to plus 0.05, then you will get the maximum value here, sigma b tensile in this equation. Then sigma resultant tensile stress sigma r is equal to sigma naught plus sigma b max. And here the unknown, you know the value of maximum tensile stress he has given 150 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. Then you will calculate the unknown value p here. Understand? If we calculate the unknown value P, it is 46.124 kilonewtons. Here also it is 46.124 kilonewtons. In this way, you have to solve the problems. Understand? Ma, do you understand? Do you have any doubts in this problem? Okay. Ma, that is I section. We don't have I section in the syllabus. Only you have a circular section, trapezoidal section, rectangular section. Okay. Already we have seen circular section and rectangular section. Uma, do you have any doubts up to this point? Uma, anybody has any doubt? Okay, only have a crane hook and C sections in the syllabus. You just go through the syllabus book. Then you have a derivations. Okay, we will solve the derivations in the next class. Anybody has any doubts in these two problems? Three problems. ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా ఈ త్రీ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లో? Anybody has any doubts? Okay, next. Okay, in the next class we'll go through all these derivations. Those who are in the chat, those who have online, please enter your roll numbers only for once, not for twice. Those who entered now, just enter your roll numbers in the chat. So we have derivations. We'll do these derivations in the next class. The next class will be on Monday. You have classes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 4 days only. Okay, the next class will be on Monday. Meanwhile, you just go through those derivations and these problems. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Are you able to understand? If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the next class. Okay. Any doubts? Okay, if this derivation part is completed, then this chapter will be completed. Then we will go to the fourth unit. Maybe on Tuesday, I will start the fourth unit. Fourth unit also only derivation and problematic part. Can you conclude this class? Okay, thank you for attending this class. I think you have this soft copy of the textbook. If you don't have a soft copy, okay, I will send it to your CR. He will forward this in your group, soft copy, PDF copy, your class group. Thank you.